Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are checking out Rainy Day, covered by Apricot featuring Zentreya. Now that's very interesting to me because as far as I know, Zentreya has not used her voice on stream or in any projects, so I'm assuming this is going to be using like the TTS that she uses, which is going to be a little interesting to see how that fits in here. I am not familiar with Rainy Day, but I am very familiar with Little V Mills, who Apricot and Zentreya apparently worked with for this cover, so that's going to be very excited to get into. But aside from that, let's just jump right on into this. I'm excited to hear this in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay.
Run.
Well, I guess I guess that's how we're gonna use Zentreya's TTS there. Okay. 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 So I have heard the song before. I did not know it was called A Rainy Day, and I did not know it was by Ice Nine Kills. But that I'm a little mixed, ironically, on the mix. Because I have mixed feelings about the mix, because while I do really like the instrumental, it really shines throughout the instrumental. I'm not sold on the vocal mix yet. I do like the tonality that we're getting with the vocals, but I'm not really liking. If you've been watching my channel, you know how I feel about vocal suppression and digital effects on vocals. But I think we're gonna get a payoff, so I'm gonna hold on for a bit. We're already more open now. That instrumental is really nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. Nice. I really like how we're getting that rasp and that emotion into the vocals there. I will say it needs to be a little higher the mix. It's something, you know, that is kind of a little V-Mills thing. I feel he has a very strong voice and a very present voice, but he tends to mix that instrumental into it a lot, which works for his style. But I will say for Apricot, I think we can pull away a bit from that instrumental and let the vocals shine through a bit. You know, don't put too much suppression on it. It just kind of let those vocals pop out and attack. But I think we might get a payoff of that soon, a little later, since this is kind of our first run through of our progressions here.
Run.
I was not expecting the TTS here, but that makes sense how we're implementing that. Nice. Nice vocal layering. Nice. I really like that EQ cutout with the percussive like interjection into the big climatic moment, and you can hear how the mix fills up for this big moment here after that mix pull out, that interjection we get. It sounds a lot more clean here. I love the way she says creeping in the dark. Like you can hear the rasp in that, and then she pulls back for the dark. So you know that kind of emulates what we're saying in the lyrics as well, because as the dark comes in, you can feel her kind of pull out from the mix. But the creeping in, that hits very well. All right, layering it. Are we gonna get an attack with a clean vocal? I really want a big vocal. Are we gonna get it?
You died.
No, it's gonna be instrumental. Okay. We're getting some here, actually. No. Okay. Okay. I really, really want it. I'm not too familiar with the song. I feel like I've heard Rainy Day before, but maybe not. But I was really wanting a big vocal moment there. We might still get it. We might still get one. But it looks like we're pushing the gent sort of take on the instrumental for a big interjection here for a switch up, and also getting more of Zentreya's TTS in there as well. So I would like to also ask if you know in the comments below. Let me know exactly like what is Zentreya's TTS. Is that just like an open TTS that anyone can use, or is this like a specific one that Zentreya made for herself? Because I'm a little curious about that. Because it would be interesting if they just kind of said featuring Zentreya and then just used any TTS. But aside from that, I will say on the instrumental side of things, I really, really love this. The instrumental here is perfect. Lil V Mills did an amazing job as always with the instrumental work. But I will say, you know, for the vocals, how they're mixed into the instrumental, I think you know, you can kind of tell that it's mixed in the same way that Lil V Mills kind of does his mixing, or gets his vocals in his tracks, because it's the instrumental tends to overtake a little bit. The vocals don't have as much presence as I personally prefer them to. I like it more, and you know, there's a different takes on how present the instrumentals should be, especially in the field of metal and stuff like that, because you want the instrumentals to have a lot of impact in metal, especially when you have these genty moments and these big bursts and these bassy tones. You want those to pop out. And even for the big lifts, you know, you also, the vocals are naturally going to draw attention, so it makes sense to want to push the instrumentals. But I think that the vocals should pop out a little more here. There's a little bit too much suppression here, not a disgusting amount by any means, but it's just a little bit too much for my personal preference. But still, the way it's being handled and the way we're, you know, articulating all these different inflections in Apricot's voice is really addicting. It's really, really addicting to hear. Nice. All right. Nice. Like right there. I want to hear that clean. I want to hear that scream clean, because that was super awesome. That was a super clean, super awesome, big sustained scream that we got from Apricot there. And I want to hear more of that in the mix. I want to hear that pop out and take the front spotlight there. I love that. All right, keeping this. Okay, no, we are layering. Okay, I thought we were gonna just repeat, but we are layering a new vocal line over it. Ooh, percussive cutout, and then one more of a percussive slowdown. Okay. I like that, actually. I like how we ended that. I actually really like that ending right there. I like how we had the percussive slowdown and then the interjection with Zentreya's interjection there, and then just a reference to the interjection riff, that rainy day part. How we come back into this here. I like that. I like that. I really, really like that. So yeah, we can see Lil V Mills did the instrumental and the mixing there. Awesome instrumental work. The instrumental work was amazing. I love that. The mixing, you know, it wasn't to my preference per se. I will say, you know, Apricot did an amazing job with all those articulations and stuff, but I just want to hear more of it. That's really all. I just want to hear more of that. Because, you know, with Lil V's voice, you know, you always kind of hear him, even if he kind of mixes the instrumentals into his voice there and past him. But Apricot's voice, it needs a little bit more support. You know, it's a softer voice, and she can get some intensity and some emotion and some rage into that voice. But by default, you know, it's a little bit more breathy and soft, and so getting that instrumental overwhelming those vocal tracks, it doesn't pay off the same way it usually does, at least to me. So I would have loved to hear, especially for those moments where she's like screaming out that big sustain, where we got these layering vocal lines and a big scream at the top of the mix. You know, those would sound so good if we just let them open out a bit. You know, let the vocals take the spotlight, let them be clean. You know, have just some minimum, you know, mix work on them, but let them project, let them just go out there, because there's some awesome vocal work there, and I just want to hear more of it. I just want to hear more of those past the instrumental, because the instrumental is awesome. The instrumental was amazing, but I can hear it. You know, it's there. I'm hearing it, but I want to hear more of those vocals and how she can inflect her voice and stuff. And we do hear that throughout the cover. I'm not saying that that was covered up, but I am saying that I would have liked it if it was a little more present, just a little bit, not too much. But just mixed in a little bit higher. You know, it could be as simple as taking a little bit away from that suppression, and upping the volume a tiny bit. And you know, that's just my preference, but I think it would have paid off a lot more. It would have been a lot more impactful. Especially since this is such a vocal centric song. You know, we did have that gent switch up towards the second half, but having the you know, such a melodic vocal centric song, you want to get more of those vocals in there. And that's just my personal preference, really. But that's my 2 cents on it, I suppose. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And as always, feel free to recommend more things for me to check out in the comments below. Aside from that, I will see you all next time. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more reactions. And thank you for watching.